Hey, what's up guys? It's a big day. Gonna be putting on the ETS twin scroll single turbo kit for the Supra. Now this is probably my favorite kit on the market and I'm very excited to be putting it on. I'm gonna show you guys what's included in a minute, but first with the car, I have to take off the old oil feed and return lines from my old turbo kit, but I got the intercooler piping all mocked up. It's an ETS 5-inch intercooler. I got it to where I think it needs to be. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys the kit, what's included in the kit. So first things first, we got the Precision 6466 Gen 2 ball bearing turbo. They modified it to fit their intercooler piping. That looks really nice, very nicely done. I got their manifold. It's a twin scroll, twin wastegate manifold. Again, that's really nice. I've already had it on the car. Fitment's really good. They gave me the intake pipe, the air filter, which is bigger than the air filter in my previous kit, so I'll be using that. I got their 4-inch down pipe, daps down to 3 5/8 for the turbo. Also have their 4-inch mid pipe, which I'll be connecting to their 4-inch Omega catback exhaust. Return feed, looks like they gave me a gasket, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes together. They gave me the V-band clamps, and they gave me twin tile wastegates. They also gave me dump tubes for both the wastegates. It's a very comprehensive kit, definitely give you everything you need. Guys, got my exhaust manifold on, and I got the oil return line into the oil pan. So next I'm going to be probably putting the turbo, hot side and the turbo on, and maybe even put the wastegates on, haven't really decided yet. But yeah, here's the oil return. It's kind of an interesting setup. It's like a hard pipe and the hose connector goes in between, so very interested to see how that works. But it's kind of just dealing with the wastegates right now. I figured I'd work my way up, so start from the bottom, because once more stuff gets on the top, it's going to be pretty much impossible to get under there unless I go underneath the car, which I'd rather not do. I'd rather do everything from the top. So getting the wastegates situated now. I went with the Precision wastegates because I already have them set up. I already have the right springs I want them in them. I'm going with the factory springs, which are like 12 psi, something like that. So, and I already have the hoses set up for the boost controller for that. So the tile ones, I'd kind of have to do more research and, you know, probably redo the hoses and whatnot. So yeah, going with the Precision ones. And yeah, I'm gonna throw them on now, and then we can get to finally putting the turbo on. Alright, got the wastegates on. Kind of a pain, but wasn't the worst thing. I got the dump tubes on as well. That's how I think the dump tubes will go. I just kind of retrofitted the downpipe in there, and it didn't really hit anything. So they both kind of point down at the same angle. Now I left the stuff loose. I can kind of adjust it as I want. And I also had to take off my boost controller hoses, so I'm gonna have to put those back on, hook them up to the Mac valve, get that all situated. So I'll probably do that now, and then I'll be putting the turbo on, and I have to take my turbo apart. Probably gonna mount the exhaust side first, and then put the compressor side on with all that. Alright guys, the hot side of the turbo is on. Wastegates are on, dump tubes are on, and I kind of put together the hoses for the boost controller. I'm not really sure how it's going to go. I think this may, they're going to be kind of like tucked in, but I think it may hit the turbo housing, so just kind of threw that together. Once it's all together, I can kind of mess with it, but I'm going to be putting the other end of the turbo on, and I think the goal here is to have this face like straight down. That's how the intercooler piping kind of looked like it was meant to be hooked up. So I'm gonna throw that on, and I gotta put the drain pipe on. I'll probably put the drain pipe on first when it's out here, and then maybe I'll put the compressor housing on the hot side. But I don't know. I don't really know how I'm gonna do it yet. It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, but I've already done it like twice, so you know, I figure this is the best way to do it, to get the hot side on and put the rest of it together. So let's see how it goes. Alright guys, the turbo is on. I had to mess around with the boost controller a little bit and the hose routing. I'm gonna tie it in a way where like it's not touching the manifold or anything, but I may have to heat wrap some stuff so nothing gets burnt. I also did the oil feed line, which is not touching anything. I'm happy with that. The oil drain line is done as well, and it's really genius what ETS did. It's 2 hard pipes that are connected by a hose. As you see here, this is all a hard pipe. So before I had a 10-in, like a hose, a flexible stainless braided hose, and it was a pain in the ass to get that thing on. To tighten it, it's just the bolt's huge on both ends, and it wants to, whenever you tighten it, it doesn't, it curves itself, and it was awful. But this was so easy. It literally just like, you guys saw me, I bolted up to the turbo, I bolted up to my engine block, and hose slid around both ends, clamped it down, like done deal. So big shout out to ETS for that. So now I think the next step is maybe get the intercooler piping together, put the intake on, get the downpipe on. So I'm excited for that. Can't wait to see how all that stuff fits. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so downpipe is on. I plopped that back on. It's on loose right now, but it went right on. It's not touching anything. I'll show you guys the fitment down below. I got the O2 or AEM wideband sensor all hooked up. Intake, I just kind of got it fitted. It's not clamped down right now because the intercooler piping I'm a little iffy on. I've got the intercooler piping up to there. If you can see it, there's so much stuff in there now. But basically the intercooler piping is kind of up like this, and I need a 45-degree hose fitting, but it needs to also adapt it from 3-inch to 2.5. So I'm probably gonna have to order one of those fittings. I have drop down piping and I have other piping, but I couldn't get anything to work, so not a big deal. Just gonna order that hose. I should get it to be all hooked up on this side at least. Now let me bring you guys into the car so I can show you. I got the mid pipe hooked up. I'll show you guys the fitment of that and the dump tubes, how nice it is. I'm really impressed with this ETS stuff, I have to say. It's the exhaust it's not even hung right now. It's sagging a little bit right now because it's not hung up, but I mean it's pretty like tucked up there. Can't wait to see when it's all tight, but it's not really hanging down as much as I thought a 4-inch exhaust would hang down, so I'm pretty happy about that. I was kind of afraid with the coilovers I wouldn't be able to go that low or I'll scrape on stuff, but it's looking pretty good so far. So let me get you guys into the car. I can show you guys the fitment on this exhaust, downpipe, and midpipe. Alright guys, so I'm under the car right now. Pretty freaking tight under here, so show you guys. These are the, if I can get another hand in there. These right here are the dump tubes. You can see both of them right there, one over here. And they're not hitting anything, they're nice and tucked up there. Then I got the downpipe's not hitting anything, and I got the midpipe connected too. Everything lines up, nothing's hit, nothing's even close. It all has like an inch or so for play. So I'm really happy about that. I heard some things about the T56 getting, spider right there. I heard some things about the T56 having issues with clearance issues with the dump tubes. I mean, with the downpipes having clearance issues, but so far so good with mine. So see how it goes. Gonna try to hook up the cat back. I'm not sure if I have all the hangers, so we're gonna see how that goes. So yeah, let's get this cat back in. All right, guys, I just wrapped up with the exhaust. It went pretty well. We got a lot done today. A lot going on in this update. I got the turbo kit on, and everything went well. I just need to do some small things. I have to order a 45-degree elbow to the one that adapts from 2.5 to 3-inch for the intercooler piping on this side, and I can hook that up. And then I need to, for my boost valve, I need to find a way to fasten this. I'm going to tie the hoses so that they're not touching anything. I need to tighten one bolt here. I need to go get a special wrench to tighten that. And then I need to tighten down all the clamps in the exhaust. I just have it all together now. I'll show you guys that in a second. I'm going to clamp this down once the intercooler piping's in place. And I just have a bunch of other little stuff I have to do with the car. I have to get, these aren't even, I need to get the bolts for these, and I need to get a plug for the bottom of that, the radiator. Let's look at the exhaust though. So here's the exhaust. It looks pretty nice. Not completely fastened yet. It's on 2 of the 3 hangers right now, so it's gonna go up a little bit more towards the end. It's kind of sagging, but I'm really happy with it. Everything went together very nicely. It all bolted up and it looks great. The only thing I have to do with it is back here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there's an old hook, a tow hook, that goes on the back of this car for towing the car out. And you have to remove that, and you have to use a special bracket to fasten this. It'll kind of pull it up a little bit. And I misplaced that bracket. I need to get another one from ETS. And I also, one of the bolts, it spins, but it doesn't thread out. So I'm probably going to have to cut it out or maybe use a torch or something. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. So I'm going to order that other hanger, and then I can deal with that. This will be good. But it's all hung down here. There's a hanger there on the left and there's a hanger on the right, and both of those are in. So, and I just need to tighten the clamps. But I really want to just get the exhaust all together now. And I couldn't be happier with how today turned out. Very productive. Hopefully this will be the last time I'm doing this turbo kit thing with this car. I mean, I've done a lot of turbo stuff with this. Had a lot of manifolds, a lot of different turbos, different everything, and this one went together the best. I like it. This is really what I wanted from the beginning. Just kind of goes to show you that if you're building a car, just go what you want from the beginning. Don't skimp out, because you will end up changing it. So this is what I want. This is the kit I want. It's the ETS twin scroll turbo kit with a 64-66 turbo. So yeah, shout out to ETS. You guys are awesome. This kit went together extremely well. And if you guys have any questions about the kit, let me know. So in the next update video, I'll probably be the exhaust. We'll probably be working on the exhaust and the intercooler piping and just finishing up some stuff. Maybe my next thing I'm gonna order is the power steering setup, reservoir, and the hoses, and then also the oil catch can and all that. And I have to remove the old fuel lines and all that fun stuff. So yeah, gonna be a lot going on with the channel. I'm also uploading some Lexus IS300 videos soon, so gonna be a lot going on with the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys have the notifications on, and make sure to like and comment with any questions. Thanks for watching.